So, magandang gabi na naman po ulit sa inyong lahat at nagbabalik po ako para i-discuss ang panibagong topic. Ito po ay ang Maintaining Columnstore Indexes. So, introduction. The Maintaining Columnstore Indexes module, it provides us with instruction and devices to develop our hands-on skills on the following topics. Meron tayong isang topic na mako-cover today. Ito yung working with Columnstore Indexes. So, let's start. So, exercise 1, working with Columnstore indexes. So, SQL Server provides with a concept known as Columnstore index that helps you logically organize data as a table with rows and columns. So, however, internally, the system stores the Columnstore data in a column-wise data format and performs column-based query processing. So, we can use the Columnstore index DAO to obtain or to increase query performance for workloads involving large data warehouse fact tables. So, however, after one or more data loads or so insert, update, or delete operation, the information DAOs in an index becomes scattered in databases. So, this is known as index fragmentation. So, when fragmented indexes increase, the performance of the queries degrades and may in turn to reduce an application performance. So, we can fix index fragmentation daw by reorganizing or rebuilding the respective index. So in this demonstration na papakita natin mamaya, we will learn how to reorganize and rebuild a Columnstore index, enable us to reduce index fragmentation. So, for the purpose of the demonstration, we will perform the following tasks. So, punta na tayo sa task 1. Task 1, we will create a clustered dimension table. So, in this task, we will create a dimension table named dbo.dimsales_2011. So, step 1, tulad natin ng paulit-ulit natin ginagawa. We will make sure that our device are connected to Club SQL 01. And step 2, Club SQL 10 desktop, click start. Yan, click. Okay, 1, dapat ito na kay 1. And connect. So, proceed tayo sa step 3. So, the SQL Server Management Studio windows open. So, in the Object Explorer, click the Expand Databases folder. So, expand the Databases folder. And step 4, to select the database from the list of database, click AdventureWorks DW 2016 CTP3. Alright, and to create a new query, click the query ribbon and then create tayo ng panibagong query. And step 5, ayan na po, na-open na yung ating query pane. And step 6 tayo, type the following query in the new query pane. So, the query creates a dimension table named dbo.dimsales_2011 with the following columns. So, gagawa tayo ng mga columns na ito, order date, sales amount, tax, AMT, and freight. So, copy natin ito. So, yan. Step 7, i-run natin ito. Yan, may nakasulat dito, command completed successfully. So, ibig sabihin, we successfully na-execute natin or nakapag-create tayo ng table command. And task 2 tayo, insert data into dimension table. So, in this task daw, you will load the dbo.dimsales_2011 table with required data from the fact internet sales table. So, step 1, create tayo ng panibagong query. So, to load dbo, and type the following query tayo. Yan, so dito sa kinapin natin, so sabi dito, the given query selects the sum of sales amount, tax amount, and freight columns respectively from the fact internet sales table. So, for the orders that happened between, tanda po natin, 1st January 2011 and 31st ng December 2013, it is grouped by the order date column. So, the query then insert the retrieved record into the dbo.dimsales_2011 table. So, step 2 tayo. I-run natin ito. So, 1093 rows affected. So, sabi dito, the messages window displayed the number of records inserted. So, ito yung number na nakikita natin. Ito yung na-record dun sa meron tayo sa dbo.dim sales natin. Okay? So, task 3 tayo. Create a clustered column store index in dimension table. So, in this task daw, we will first create a clustered index on the order date column in the dbo.dim sales underscore 2011 table. So, you will then convert the clustered index to a clustered column store index. So, this converts the storage for the entire dim sales 2011 table from the row to column store. So, but first, define muna natin kung ano yung clustered column store index. So, ang clustered column store index po is the physical storage for the entire table. And ano naman yung dimension table? Dimension tables po are used to describe dimensions. So, they contain dimension keys, values, and attributes. So, pag gumagawa tayo ng dimension, we'll logically define a structure for our project. So, proceed tayo sa step 1. Create tayo ng panibagong query. And, copy natin ito. So, dito sa kinopy natin, so the given query daw creates a clustered index name idx underscore cci underscore simple on the order date column of the dim sales 2011 table. So, click execute natin or press F5 tayo, then may lalabas na message na command completed successfully. So, sabi dito, it creates the clustered index on order date column of the dim sales 2011 table. So, the query is successfully executed daw. So, proceed tayo sa step 2. To convert the clustered index to a clustered column store index, type the following query. Okay? So, create tayo ng panibago natin. And then, type natin ito. So, in this given query daw, it converts the clustered index idx underscore cci underscore simple to a clustered column store index. So, this query uses the drop underscore 16 option to have the clustered column store index name same as the clustered index. So, click execute or press F5 tayo. F5. Then, may lalabas na message that command is completed successfully. So, meaning, it converts the clustered index on order date column from the dim sales 2011 table to a clustered column store index. So, with the same name. So, this query is successfully executed. So, task 4 tayo. Sa task 4, we will reorganize the column store index. So, sabi dito, in this task, we will check the fragmentation of the entire indexes in the dim sales 2011 table. So, we will then demonstrate the syntax of reorganizing the column store index. So, step 1 tayo. Create tayo ng panibagong query. And type natin ito. So, dun sa tinype natin, sabi dito, the given query demonstrate the syntax for finding the percent of logical fragmentation in dim sales 2011 table. Then, execute natin. So, may lumabas dito na message 1 level state 1 lang ganyan. So, sabi dito, if the degree of fragmentation on an index is between 5% and 30%, reorganize the index if the degree of fragmentation is greater than 30% rebuild. Yan. So, step 2 tayo. Create tayo ng panibago nating query. So, for the purposes of demonstration, let us assume daw that the degree of fragmentation of idx underscore cci underscore simple clustered column store index is between 5% and 30%. So, therefore, to reorganize the idx cci simple clustered column store index on the dbo.dim sales 2011 table, type the following query tayo. So, execute natin dito. Right. May lumabas na note na command completed successfully. Sabi dito, so, when you organize an index daw for the fragmentation, so, the SQL server uses minimal system resources. So, SQL server physically reorders the leaf level pages and compacts the indexes pages. So, the log underscore compaction equals to on option in the given query specifies the system to compact all pages that contain large object data. So types such as text and text, image, varchar, and varchar, and so on. So command completed successfully, meaning it reorganized the IDX CCI simple cluster, the columns sa index ng dim sales 2011 natin. So executed na siya. So task 5 tayo. We will rebuild naman column store index. So step 1, create tayo ng panibago natin query. So dito po sa ating tinype, sabi dito, the given query rebuilds all the partition of IDX CCI simple clustered column store index in the dim sales 2011, and execute natin ito. Yan, command completed successfully. And take note, so when you rebuild an index, the system drops an index and recreate the index. So we successfully complete the command is completed successfully. So the query pane is displayed with the query type in the rebuilds the IDX CCI simple clustered column store index in the dim sales 2011 table. So the query is successfully executed. And that's it. Nakagawa tayo ng column store indexes natin and maintain natin yung column store indexes natin. So thank you for listening and God bless.